Hi, grade 10. I will complete my explanation of the use of glossary. Open your book, page 2A4. All the farther, all the faster. You have to know that these expressions are informal, but the formal are as far as or as fast as. So this is the only difference between all the farther and all the faster. So all the farther, like this is all the farther we can go. All the farther is an informal. This is as far as we can go. As far as is formal. The same thing. All the faster. All the faster is an informal. As fast as is formal. Okay, let's move to other pairing glossary, allusion and illusion. You can guess the meaning of these words by looking at these examples. The poem's title is an allusion to happy folk tale. You have to write the meaning of allusion, which means reference. So the poem's title is an allusion or a reference to a folk tale. Okay, so you have to know that allusion means reference. And you know this word um, has been used in literature book. Okay, guys. Let's move to another example. Documentary shattered viewers' illusions about workers. Illusions here, guys. You have to know that illusion means mistaken idea. Okay. The magician was a master of illusion. Illusion here means misleading appearance or trick, let's say. Okay, so illusion has it has two meanings. The first one, mistaken idea, and the second one, misleading appearance. Okay, but illusion means reference. So you have to know the difference between these words by giving the meaning of them. Okay, now let's move to a lot. The first rule you have to know here that you have to keep a space between a and lot. It's wrong to write a lot without a space. Okay, so you have to write this expression with a space. A, and lot. Okay, a lot. You have to know that a lot means a large number of amount or a great deal or very much. You have to know that a lot is used in and informal situations. Okay, so a lot of critics have praised the film here. A lot and informal. A large number is formal. So if you want to write a formal letter, for example, to your teacher, you have to use a large number, not a lot. But if you want to write a letter to your friend, you have to use a lot. Okay, and for example, our guests arrived a lot earlier than we had expected. Here, a lot is an informal. Our guests arrived much. Okay, so the same. Um, or you have to know that a lot is an informal and much is formal. Okay, now let's move skip among because I will explain the use of among later. Okay, and etc. You know that etc. is an abbreviation or a short form of the Latin word etc. Okay, so etc is an abbreviation of this word etc. Okay, in this case, you have to know that it's wrong to use and with etc. Okay, for example, in this sentence, etc. is used alone here without and. So avoid using and before etc. This is the rule here. Okay, so if you want to use etc., you have to use it without and. So you have to uh, delete and before etc. Okay. Anyways, anywheres, everywheres, nowheres, somewheres. Guys, in this case, it's wrong to use s after these words. You have to delete all the letter s, okay? So use these words without s, okay? So you have to say anyway, anywhere, everywhere, nowhere, somewhere without s, okay? Move to at. You know that at is a preposition. Where did you see them at? Where did you see them? It's wrong to use at in the question with where. Okay, so where do you see them? where did you meet them? There's no need to add at. So it's non-standard to use at in a question of where. Okay, it's non-standard. It's incorrect. But the correct use, you have to ask without using at. Okay, guys. Now, um, let's move to the next page to A5. Look at a while. You know that a while, okay, uh, may be used either a while, a and while with a space, or a while without a space. The difference between these words in meanings. How? If you use a while with a space, it means period of time. Okay, but if you use a with while without a space, it means a short period of time. Just this is the difference. Yani both words are correct, but a while with a space, period of time. A while without a space means for a short period of time. Okay, let's move to because. You know that in formal speaking and writing, you have to use because, like this one. We are holding the fundraiser because we want to buy new band uniforms. So, uh, because is formal. But if you want to use the word reason, if you use reason and because in the same sentence, so here the sentence or the construction is an informal. Okay, but when you use reason and that, okay, in the same construction, so it's formal. Okay, because in cold cases you have to know that because is formal. Okay, but if you want to use reason with because in an informal, and if you want to speak to your friend or your family, you can use reason and because in the same sentence, but a reason and that is formal. Okay, let's move to the next example, because and since. Now, it's non-standard to use being as or being that instead of because or since. So, um, the most standard use is because and since. Don't use being as or being that in constructions, but in an informal speaking, you can use being as or being that. But the most accepted case is using because or since, not being as or being that. Okay, so it's wrong to use being as or being that. Let's move to beside and besides. Number one, beside, he glanced at that person beside him. You have to know that beside is a preposition, means by the side of, and write the meaning. Did anybody besides you see what happened? What happened? You have to know that besides have two meanings. Okay. Number one, as a preposition means in addition to, as an adverb means more over. Okay, so here besides means in addition to, besides here means moreover. Okay, let's move to the last pair on this page, between and among. Okay, you know that between and among are the prepositions, but between is used or referring to two things. So when I say a strong bond exists between the twins, which means between two. I paused between chapters, which means I paused between two chapters. So between refers to two things, but among, move to the next page. Okay, now here, among refers to all members. Okay, for example, there was some disagreement among the editorial staff. Here, you have to know that among refers to a group. So this difference between and among are prepositions. Between refers